Hello and welcome. I'm Samriddhi, your Cosmic Soul Whisperer, and we're here for another Monday Live on the week starting 27th of July. And we're navigating through this week's challenges, channeled information. And what we're going to do today is, as every week, we tune into the collective Akash, bring through messages from the Akashic realm, as well as any cosmic beings that are here to assist us, channel some light language, have some interactions, have some sharings, all the yummy stuff. So let's start straight away. Hi, everyone who's joining on both channels. You're so welcome. So let's start straight away by bringing in some themes and messages for this week. Now, this is a week that's personally quite interesting for me. Uh, I have already packed up to start my new next phase of my life in the next home, but I'm still living here. So, hi, Matthew. So it's kind of like a phase where it doesn't feel like it's in between. There's a lot of support, there's a lot of love, and there's also a lot of work happening. So overall, last week, the entire last week, I was jam-packed busy. There were a lot of people looking for Akashic journeys, Akashic sessions, and guidance, and it was coming through in some really, really interesting ways. We weren't going to map the entire soul journey as much as we were going into one or two specific stories to assist with whatever was happening on the human realm. Now, many fascinating things happened. Uh, so, when I started my Galactic Akashic work a couple of years ago, there was an exact situation that played itself out the very first time I closed my eyes and went into my Galactic Akash. I remember all the details clearly, and the interesting part is I even recorded. I was recording what I was seeing in the Akash because I wasn't confident that I'll remember it after I come out of the Akashic realm. And exactly everything that was happening in my world at that time, and how it was interrupted with the physical world also responding to almost an echo of what was happening in the Akashic realm. And I was kind of like shocked how it could be so connected, how it could be so in sync. And that was a very beautiful journey, and it really helped me know that just by going into the Akashic realm, just by anchoring ourselves in the sixth dimension and sixth dimensional frequency, we are allowing for so many shifts to occur in our physical realm. So last week, I had a client who had the exact same thing going on in her life as I had when I was having my first Akashic journey. And I felt like it couldn't be that big, that much of a coincidence. I'm sure that she's going to have a different background, a different mindset. So I don't. Even if I see similarities, I respect that each journey is unique, and so I really went with that. But by the end of that Akashic journey, it was exactly to the relationship dynamics that she is facing, to the transition between countries that she and her partner had, all of that stuff, exactly the same as I was going through. But this was from what what I was not going through, but what my partner was going through. She was someone who had my ex-partner, now ex-partner. She was someone who was going through that exactly. And it didn't bother me in any way. It almost felt like such a privilege to be able to notice and assist in the healing on the other side, and assist with the other perspective for in exactly what had unraveled, and everything that had unfolded in that time. So it was almost like a coincidence, a synchronicity that was in the face. So I checked in if that was an Akashic energy that was going to be passed on to all of us. Is that something that we'll be experiencing in the collective in the days to come? And I got this insight that many of us, many who are tuning into this message, may come across something so uncanny, but it would help them see the other perspective. So it was an interesting way how it unfolded in my life. For me, the experience came before the lesson. But because we're in this collective together, we are able to advance some of those lessons because we don't all need to go through the same lessons. We can learn from each other, exchange that, and then move on to the next part of our journey. So I would say almost like a it's not a predictive energy, but it's more like the projected timelines that are coming through. It's quite possible that you may have something that will show its other perspective to you. You'll be able to understand the other side of the polarity in your own life experience, but in a very graceful and gentle way. That's what we're hoping for. Now, these messages have the opposite also true, which means that if we don't listen to the gentle nudges, it may come across in loud and obvious ways. So I would invite you to allow these messages to come in gentle and easy ways rather than shake our earth and shake our world and give us their ask us to pay attention to them. So that was one very interesting thing that happened last week. Now and welcome everyone who's joining in. Welcome, Jackie. So we're now tuning into the collective Akash straight away because it feels like there are lots of messages coming through this week. So as I'm tuning into the collective Akash, if you are able to close your eyes and be in a meditative way, allow yourself to be. And if not, you can just simply listen to this, and you can listen to this replay as well. It's going to be there in the lives replay, and I'm also adding it to the playlist. I think AI is already, I don't know how this is happening, but it's already getting added to my podcast. So you can find it there as well. So, all right. I was quite surprised when I started saying this is becoming like this being added to a podcast that I'd created on YouTube. So it's however it's meant to be, and however you're meant to receive this message, it's all here for you. And don't even judge which week's message you're getting when, because if you're listening to this now, this is perfect for you in the now of now. All right. So while I'm tuning in, if anybody would like to share what your week has been like, and what is the energy or feeling for the week ahead, the week that we're already in, you can just leave me a word, a theme that's important for you at this time, and I'll bring through that energy in the collective as well. So as I'm tuning in, just focusing on your breath and allowing all of these cosmic juices, these energies to come to each of us and to the collective in a beautiful container. Each one of us are in our own container, and in the group, we are only connected through our highest resonance, higher selves. So we're not leaking each other's energy, but we are all contributing to the collective energy and collective lessons. I love this word, reflective. Thank you, Matthew, bringing that in as well. Now, as I'm tuning in, I'm starting to see a vision, and I'm going to share with you this vision. As you know, I'm sharing it live, and through this, we're reading the collective Akashic energies that are showing us what they are showing us now. So, as we tune in, interestingly, my mother just called. So, bringing in the energy of the mother, because I don't believe uh, anything is a coincidence. She's given me two missed calls. She knows this is my lifetime. I love you, mommy. All right. So as I'm tuning in, I'm seeing this interesting stadium. It's a sports stadium. I'm so sorry. My mother's called me three times. I don't know what this is about. Give me a moment, please. Mom, I'm in live. I'll call you later. I think she was just bored. All right. I love her. Okay. So I'm seeing this stadium. It's a multi-storied stadium. It's like a building with each floor for practice of a certain sport, and it's facing the sea. That's interesting. So it's a nice ecosystem, because if you like, you can go out and play in the sea. and you can come back in, and you can do all kinds of sporting activities to strengthen yourself. Now, each floor is kind of like representing an aspect of your body, an aspect of your life. Like they say, the 12 houses of astrology. So these are literally 12 stories, and each story is one house or one aspect of your life. Now, all of these are not necessarily exactly the same in the same condition. Some of these stories are very well kept, and other floors are still under construction. So for this collective, what I'm seeing is it's kind of top heavy at the moment. So there are lots of cosmic insights coming in. There are lots of downloads, messages, directions, higher perspectives coming in. But the lower floors are generally quite empty, especially around the solar plexus, that area. If I'm looking at it like a human body, or if I'm looking at it in terms of houses, it's like the house, the 10th house. And I need to see what the ninth and 10th houses mean. Give me a moment. I've started to study a little bit of astrology now. So, whether it is your luck or whether it is your career and profession. So, it's also your divine masculine aspect, the ninth house, and the 10th house is your career, profession, karma, reputation, social status, all kinds of things. So, these two areas are kind of under construction, which means that they are empty at the moment, and there is scope for them to expand. So this is also a very good time to really bring up any father area wounds, the physical health of our fathers, and it's also bringing in a rich um, opportunity for your voice to be heard, for you to be seen in the right audience, in the right space, so that your messages are received in a sacred way. Now, I'm not a big fan of being, I understand there are people whose career is based on fame, and, they get famous, and, it really is something that they aspire, which is great, which is lovely. We need that. Um, Personally, I don't believe that is an important aspect for me, but to reach the right people in the right phase of their life, in the right situations, is the most beautiful thing that I pray for. So that's what is coming through, to meet the right people at the right time. And it could happen that it is happening one to many, so it could be an opportunity for you to show up and share your skills, share your messages to a larger group of people. It could be like an opportunity to present something to the board if you're in a job, or to a senior group of team members or managers, or it could even be that you're able to share something with your family that feels really important. So as all this is coming through, I'm also seeing that there is a swan. And the swan is this is another scene altogether, another vision. The swan is bringing through messages of balance, but this swan is also bringing through everything in sacred expression, through music, through art. So I'm getting a lot of this star energy, or the galactic Akashic energy of the speaker. Now, that's a very lesser known star system, and the beings, the extraterrestrial beings who are from Spica, are not very much spoken about, but they are here with us today. That's fascinating. These are artistic people. These are people that are very, very focused on expressing their skills, their talents in a very specific area, and they really are quirky in a way. They have very unique choices. They do things in a special way, artistic way, and they don't follow the mainstream. They have a very natural rebel within them. So they're bringing in a very interesting energy this week, the beings from Speaker. And it's the first time I've channeled them. This feels fascinating. So as they're coming through, I'm bringing through some Akashic messages and light language activations that they're bringing through for this week. Yalana sia shukura tikana shi sala shi asarasha a. Yalana tuku shi anasuru shunu sui takalaina shu usuru nushu isarasha a. How you show up for others Yalanashu kunushuru salanasha ataranasa inashu ulunushu isaranashu ukusuru, and how you are seen by others is also an important aspect. Yalanasi anashukuru nutukura nasha isala sha'a. So speaker beings in the galaxy, they come from almost like they are kind of very similar to our level of consciousness. So it's kind of the fourth level, fourth dimension, third or fourth dimension consciousness, maybe a bit higher than our average on Earth. We fluctuate on Earth between third and fifth dimension in our waking states anyway, and speaker beings are kind of in the fourth dimension, and moving towards the fifth dimension. So they are kind of like our brothers and sisters. They are kind of our colleagues from the same level, coming in and sharing what they are going through, and what they have learned, and offering those teachings to us. So any parts of your life where something can be expressed in a very very normal way for you, whatever's your normal, there is an invitation for you to express that in a bit more creative way. So, if there's a birthday of somebody you love, or if there is a special occasion, so instead of, you know, expressing yourself the way you just generally do, this week is an invitation to express it in a special way. It's also a blessing to hail the divine masculine. So, the way we show up and how we feel comfortable showing up in the world, there is a special attention being given to that part of our lives in this week. And as this is going ahead, there is also a lot of blessing from the swan energy. The swan energy is a beautiful energy. It's pure. It's known for its purity. It also is known for loving just one partner, being monogamous for life. So it's also that one thing you're committed to. It could be even a relationship, but it could also be that one area of your life that you are so committed to fulfilling that. It needs the strengthening and the remembering and the celebrating of that relationship, not taking it for granted. So if you're really passionate about one area of your life, and there's a lifelong commitment to that part of you, that part of creation, then this is an invitation to continue that commitment, and to see it with love. Sometimes we can take our loved ones for granted. Sometimes we take our magic, our skills for granted. And this is the time which is allowing you and inviting you to pay attention to that, to give it the time of your day, and to express yourself with magic, to express yourself with that very special connection you have to this aspect of yourself. I'll give you an example of what's going on here. In your previous life, if we look at life in a linear way, in your previous life you probably started something, and it has still not completed itself. You started something but you didn't complete it. Maybe you started to study a particular science. I remember I started studying astrology a few lifetimes ago, but I would leave it incomplete. So this lifetime, it's coming back to me now. And the next couple of months, that's going to be my focus. So something similar. There's something that you started a few lifetimes ago, but it is now an opportunity for you to start to complete it. So these are not the things that put you on fire. There is no sense of emergency or urgency around it, but there is a compelling feeling that this is important. So if you feel that little nudge that something is important, that aspect of your life is feeling important, then know that this swan energy is coming here to help you have this sincere, pure, undiluted connection with that. Like two swans, they always show those two swans, and it's kind of like a love heart. It's it's just a very beautiful scene that they're showing me. That could be something for your romantic life, but I don't necessarily feel that is what they're showing us today. This is more with the focus of that one area of your life which is quite special, but you don't celebrate it enough. Now, these different houses or these different stories of your building, they are also needing that love. So, when so we spoke about that aspect of of divine masculine within your life, getting things done, showing up in the world, the area that brings in discipline and clarity and goal orientation and following that vision. And the other area, the house, the 10th house, which is all about how you are seen in the society, how you are seen and how you show up for the world and how you're seen showing up for the world, the match between them, your intention versus what is being received, that particular area. These two are kind of building or under construction. There are lots of changes and movements happening in that area. The good news is that your higher energy centers are the top houses, and the higher energy centers, they're showing it as kind of like superimposing for me. They are quite open. So again, please be open to any messages you may receive. It may be through words, it may be through a feather that falls in while you're just walking, or you hear a bird chirp, especially when you have a particular thought. So you just then pay attention to that thought and see if nature is trying to confirm that for you, or the bird could just be saying hello to you. So these aspects are coming in this week. Now, the energy of speaker beings is quite interesting that way as well. They also love technology, and they have more of a technical mind. So if you are somebody that is a little bit averse to using technology, you try to do things yourself, they're coming here to ease that gap between what you can get done through technology and versus what you're getting done on your own through a purist form. So that assistance is coming through with them, but they're also here to show up as colleagues so that you can show up in your skills and natural talents. So very interesting themes coming up. It's almost like these two areas, but also the your skills, natural talents, and your reconnection, reunion with that aspect of yourself that started in another life, but now you're completing it. So it could be a relationship, it could be an aspect of your life, a skill, a talent, or an area of study. I think that that area of study is coming up very strongly. So if you've been curious about researching on a particular topic, it doesn't need to be like you go and apply for a master's course in a certain thing if you want to study. It could even simply be researching a little bit more on a certain subject because you have some connection with that, and something from your previous lives or other lives is opening up for you now. So when we follow these gentle nudges by spirit, it actually is quite fascinating because that also allows us um, to go into the unknown. You're not expecting anything because it's a random thought that you had and now you're just following it. And that can actually be quite interesting. So, hi, Anthony. So, as you continue just following an inkling without needing or without expecting anything to come off it, suddenly it becomes an avenue for creating a new way of living. Now, they're also showing me a future timeline that is opening from here in the highest potential. The highest potential I'm seeing is it's kind of like a vision from inside a house with rooms on the left, rooms on the right, and there's like a long passageway. And on the other side of the passage is a door. So on the left side of this long passageway is a children's room. There's noise coming from inside. Children are playing. There are toys. One or two children are coming out of that passageway and going back in. And there is this exit. There is a definite exit at the moment, something that you have been stuck in for a while. And you may have started feeling that, right? Like last week, we were talking about how Mercury retrograde was completing, and now things, communication starts to get smoother, and you start to feel much more stable. You're not changing your mind that often if you're very influenced by Mercury or very influenced by some of the planetary changes. Now, as this door is opening, there is a definite exit. You know how to get there. Hi, Dan. But there is also a reminder that don't forget to have fun. Because if you look at this passageway, you're coming out of something, but on the left side, there is a room, and this room has these children that are playing and having fun. And so don't forget to enjoy and connect with that inner child aspect of yourself, being a little bit playful, even if you're exiting situations that were predestined, and you now know that it's time, it's complete. So you might as well have fun with it. So I can see this vision applying in my life, because I'm moving from one home to another. I lived in this home for, I mean, you start to see like my furniture is almost starting to get empty. So all my singing bowls, everything is kind of packed now. But as there is a definite exit, I know I need to get out. But there's, there are ways of doing it. I can be anxious, I can be scared, I can be um, excited, or I can actually just be busy in my mind and try to plan everything in all the options. I have been also choosing to be a little bit uncertain, feeling uncertainty is coming because I'm moving in a new place, and all the changes that will come from this new phase of my life and all of that. So I've been in that part, but this vision is quite interesting because it's showing us, don't forget to have fun along the way. It doesn't mean it's directly on your path. You might need to take a little bit of a detour, because they're showing me in this passageway, you're just taking a little bit of a left turn because there's this room on the left, and you're going and playing with the children there, and then coming back, and that definite exit will happen anyway. So it can also be a week where completions are taking place. These are not endings, these are completions. So even completions of things that you had started out in other lifetimes, but this is the lifetime, this is the moment where you're choosing to pick it up and you're choosing to work with it. All right. So now, as I pause, I would love to know if you have any comments, if there's something that really struck for you, resonated with you, or if you have any questions that are coming up around, your experience for this week. So please feel free to leave them in your chats or comments. And please always know that I always respond to all comments. So whether you're doing it live or you're doing this later in the YouTube video, you're very welcome to do that. So it was quite succinct today, all the visions that came in, the messages, the speaker beings that came in. So that's quite fascinating. And this week is also about being very succinct. So, it will be a work where waffling around will be less preferable, and being very clear with what you want will be, quite preferred. So you might find that conveying what you really want, conveying your needs, may have been a little bit hard for you. And mostly I do attract a lot of empaths. So if you are also an empath, which I suspect you are, it may be possible that you may not be listening to your own needs, and this week is kind of an opportunity for you to allow that, to listen to your own needs, to acknowledge your own needs, and to also show up for that part of you. And as you do this for yourself, you're also balancing it for the other, because then you're not doing it by teaching, but by role modeling, because then you're taking care of yourself. And as a good role model, that's also helping the other. So that's also another gentle message that has come through. And I'm going to do a little bit more of a research on speaker, because these beings are interesting, and I've only recently connected with them today. So there's a lot of beauty in that too. Now, I also want to see if there's any other interpretation coming from being facing the beach and having these 12 houses. So, generally, beach represents being able to see the sunrises and the sunsets very clearly. Beaches also represent the healing, calming quality, and feeling like you are also quite out in the open, where everyone can see you and you can see everyone. So it is a place which is a bit more public compared to just sitting in a mountain, and inside a quiet, isolated home, and having a little fireplace. This vision is kind of in the idea that there may be this may be the time to step out, to get some vitamin D, and to let yourself be seen, to allow and draw attention to yourself. I know it sounds so wrong sometimes to even think, oh, am I drawing attention to myself? Not in the malicious way, but in a genuinely loving way, as an act of generosity, let people get to know you a little bit. So it's possible that you're on a beautiful. Yeah, it's possible that you're on a train journey, and that train journey is going to be for like an hour. If you're going from my suburb to the city, it could take about 40 minutes. So if you're on a long train journey, yeah, you don't want to be that one person sitting next to somebody who's always talking. But this is that week where you a beautiful interaction may come up for you if you just allow that opportunity. Maybe at a grocery store, the person sitting standing behind you in the queue. There are a lot of beautiful interactions that are coming, that are warm, that are light, that are childlike, that are easy. So there's also an invitation for that. And I'm reading a comment. This was all very relevant to me. Thank you so much. The mixed cassette. I love your account name, by the way. And also seeing the building. There's a quirkiness about this building too, almost like the speaker people. And it doesn't have one side constructed. It's got only three sides, and it's on pillars, and it's going pillar on pillar, and one side is completely open, the side that's facing the ocean. So it's really beautiful, because oceans also represent the emotions of our heart, because our hearts are the seat of emotional body of our they are the seat of our emotions, like our sacral as well. But our heart is a place where we hold everything, the secrets, the desires, and everything. We just let it be. So this is a place that is feeling almost a little bit open, and there's an invitation for you to allow yourself to be seen, to be heard, because this openness is an invitation. It's a warmth coming in, so that it allows you to connect, to interact, and maybe that next opportunity is coming through this connection. Maybe the next friendship is coming through this connection, or any other form of connection that really nourishes you is coming through this openness. So there's that invitation as well. So lots of mixed messages, but they kind of are all aligned with letting yourself be seen, the 10th house in astrology, and strengthening your masculine, the inner masculine, and also taking care of your father. But it's also the showing up in quirky ways, showing up with your talents and skills, and reconnecting with your commitments that you have made from other lifetimes. Maybe they start coming in. So I'm just going to pause here and share with you. This has been such an honor. We do this every week, and I feel I look forward to these lives, because I feel energetically that we are able to connect, we are able to commune together, and consciously build the mood and the intentions for the week. And week by week, as we are working on ourselves, as we are enhancing our own inner self and making our inner world richer, we start aligning more and more with our original highest blueprint in the Akash. What does that really mean? When we are incarnated, we have so many possibilities in every moment, through every choice. If I'm going to pick up my obsidian, it's going to take me in a certain branch of possibilities. If I'm going to pick up my coffee, I'm going to go in other branches of possibilities. If I wear pink, I wear blue. Each mini choice actually opens up so many parallel realities and directions for us. And within all of that, there is this very strong highest timeline that comes in. This timeline is, it doesn't matter what's happening around you. The most important thing about this highest golden timeline is that you are in your highest peace and highest joy in that timeline. So sometimes that will be totally opposite to what someone else wants with their highest timeline. But that's why this is a very personal thing to you. And our highest timeline in every moment also shifts based on where we are. So if we are in a higher state, we are connected to our higher wisdom, our highest timeline also accentuates and goes a bit higher. So this week is actually about anchoring for that highest timeline. And as we do this every week, you are slowly and steadily anchoring to your higher timelines. You're not going for the lower options where you may be unhappy or concerned or not healthy, or not feeling aligned with your soul's purpose. You're slowly building to that relationship with your highest timeline, that version of you that feels clear, that feels fulfilled, that feels joyful, and that feels content, in a healthy way, not complacent content, like happy, peaceful content. So that's where, every week us coming together and you committing, we all committing together to come and do this work, helps us align with that. And as a collective, it also creates magic, because each when so many beings are coming together and doing this intentionally, it does create almost like a 10 to 100 times more effect on the collective. So it does create a rippling effect anyway, right? Because if you're in a good mood, every person you interact with, you leave a smile on their face. So that's how it really goes. And so this is hopefully a mission that can help in the larger and greater good for us as well. But always the journey begins from here, from within. So thank you so much for being with me in this live, and for connecting with and intending to connect with your highest timeline in the Akash. If you would like to go on a personal journey with me, you can book in a one-on-one cosmic Akashic session. I'll leave the links in the description of this YouTube video. And you can also join us on our monthly group Akashic meditation, which is happening on the 7th of August at 7:30 AEST. And each month there is a unique theme that's given to us. The theme is yet to be revealed to me. So hopefully in the next live, I'll share with you if the theme comes up. And each time we go in a different realm of existence, or a different planetary system, or a different place in the cosmos, and we bring through the storylines, the lore, the magic, and we connect with the unique beings of that land, of that realm of existence, and bring through a lot of wisdom in that way. This is also direct Akashic downloads that probably are happening the first time on this planet. So each time you're downloading, you're doing that. So that's a unique opportunity, and each one who signs up for it, even if you don't come, you're not able to come in live because of the time zone difference, or you're not free, your energy is tuned into when I go in the group Akash. So there may be a message that's sitting there especially for you. And there's also obviously messages for the collective that later I put on in the YouTube videos in my monthly Akashic playlist. So many things. And I also wanted to share a very special thing that we're doing. So I do this 8-week intensive journey called Live Your Calling program. It's fully created based on my own ascension process, as I am in the process of ascending as you are, and all the things that have helped me through my journey, and through the guidance of what is required in the collective, and all the usual themes that come to me from my clients. I created this program over the last couple of years. I've been working on it. So these 8 weeks are all about releasing ancestral patterns, in utero memories, parallel and other dimensional timelines, vows, curses, all those other things, or any master programs that are stopping you from being in your highest energy. All of these start to be cleared, not just energetically, but also consciously through intense amount of work. So there's online content through my online course, plus every week one-on-one sessions. So it's a beautiful and absolutely life-changing program. I can promise you your life won't be the same after this. So I was asked to create a couple program. It's not a couple program, I call it conscious duo. So this is for two people who want to go on the Live Your Calling journey. So instead of then at the end of the program having two one-on-one sessions with them to just check in and see everything is aligned, these two sessions happen for the two people who are consciously wanting to journey together. They could be mother and daughter, sisters, friends, father and son, father and daughter, all kinds of combinations, colleagues, soul sisters, soul brothers, um, partners, all beings, whoever, any two beings who want to come together for that conscious partnership. So that is heavily on a discount. I mean, I don't call it a discount. It's just a different kind of a dynamic. That's why that's $600 less than the other one. So if you are interested, I'll leave that also in the description. And thank you so much. I hope that this week is lovely for you. It creates all these visibility opportunities for you. And don't forget to come out in the sun and make yourself seen. So much love. I will see you next week. And the next week, when we do our live, it could still be in this place or it could be in my new place. So we'll see. So much love to you, and I will see you next week. See ya. I will end this.